know my story, right? Rise to fame from the pain to glory, right? Heard from a source, he rips all the mics, names and all sort of lights. You sort of right. So you just know about the daily obsession. Take a step inside the booth and make a daily confession. But you don't know about the daily depression and doubt that comes with it. You just hear it and sweat it. I'm happy.
All right, yo, that was.
I'm like used to cheating and shit. I'm like,
you know, try to make this as authentic as possible. He don't see
handwriting.
nothing before this.
school
Yo.
was difficult, man.
Okay. Look, you're welcome. You got 2 educators. We out here. Yo, I gotta say, like, I am super appreciative. One, I love how you bring the crowd into everything that you do as well. But I love that you talk around this idea of progression, right? And so when I was listening to this album, it's like it's my new morning album. And normally I get up with like some jazz and stuff, but it's been really just reminding me of like this album feels celebratory, it feels reflective, but there's also like a tension that I'm feeling in the album too. And it's interesting because thematically I'm just like, yo, I had to go to Black and Salmon, and you got a lot of food references in here.
Yes, he
and
does. Yes, he does.
But it's like dope because I'm looking at it and I'm just like, there is a beautiful moment where you reflect on everything you've been through, but you were not a victim of your circumstance. And you were able to now let us know through We Still Got Time is you're in a space now where you are accepting this new space you're in with your platform, with your music, but with also all of your other business ventures. And so while constructing this album, I would love to just know the space that you were in so we can kind of get like an overall idea of what this album was about and also get to know you a little bit too.
It's wild because it's literally everything you just said. And to hear someone say that, to know that the music it connected the way it was intended to is mad important. So that's crazy to even hear you say all of those things, to speak on the tension that was there, because it is celebratory and it is, you know, all of that, but there's also, you know, that tension in it. It's like, I don't know, We Still Got Time is such like, you know, it's got profoundness in the statement, you know what I mean? It's a call to action to everybody, and the album changed from I Still Got Time to We Still Got Time because I wanted it to be more crowd, you know, participation and make everybody feel involved and more communal and all of that. But it's that tension in saying like, you know, we still got more to do. There's still more work to be done. That's not always met with like, yay, like we got to do some more shit. It's like, nah, like you ain't get there yet. It's still more time. But it's also like at the same token, it's like promising. It's promising that it's like, nah, we still do got time. Like time is, you know, an unmovable, uncontrollable force. But to know that you still have a chance and you still got, yeah, I mean, you just got keep working on it. So it's dope to hear you say that. The space that I was in when I created this album, it's all over the place. Like, you know, some of these songs on the album are shit 7 years old, 6, 7 years old. Like,
yeah, that's what B was telling me. I said, what?
A lot of this music is old. Not and old in a sense of like, you know, I wrote it and recorded it a long time ago, but I still feel these ways. I still go through these things. It's never, you know, old music, but you know what I'm saying when I say it's old. But a lot of this, you know, Horns at the Funeral, we did that 2016 and just decided to put it out this year. It's a lot of that shit. But so where I was at a lot of different places. But where I was at when I decided to put, because I might be sitting on like 80 songs right now. So like when I decided which songs to put on this specific project, where I was at in there was like, all right, the Man Center, you know, residency came up, and you know, I had just got I did a scene in a documentary that's going to drop, I think, the end of this year. That's produced by Morgan Freeman. And
we gotta pause. Let's pause for
no,
a minute.
look, shit was crazy. They called me.
Let's pause for 1 second. Morgan Freeman got to be the most iconic narrator in modern cinema.
Wow.
So wow. Give him a round of applause for Morgan Freeman.
So, but like, it's things like that happening.
Morgan Freeman.
It's things like that happening. You know, I produced all the music for the Eagles last season, and like all those things is happening. I'm like, these are things that, you know, we thought was going to happen at first when that first album dropped. You know what I mean? That first album I put out was fire. I'm thinking all this shit was about to pop off right then, and it didn't. We never were discouraged because of it, but we knew that it was more work to do. You'll hear me say we a lot because that's kind of just how we move. Like, you know, I'm managed by a committee. It's my squad is my squad. They've been there, so they understand what I'm saying when I say we. But so when I was putting the album together, I'm like, which songs all speak to that? What songs speak to you've come so far, but you got so far to go type situations, and that's where I was at.
So so let's talk about the crew then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice Things branding is iconic. I see it everywhere. We're holding it right now. So I think a lot of people look at Nice Things and consider it a brand. I know you got listeners who look at Nice Things and consider it a slogan. As I've gotten to know you more, I'm pretty sure Nice Things for you is more like a mantra or like a personal ethos. And your crew is kind of reflective of that. Just a group of very competitive, driven individuals. So can you speak to us about exactly what Nice Things means to you day to day?
Nice Things originated at the Dome. That's what we affectionately call 50th and Catherine. That's where my cousins grew up. That's where my aunt grew up. And I spent my weekends at my cousin's crib. You know how we go to our cousins' cribs on the weekend type shit. And when I was probably 10, 11, one of my older cousins' friends, he was telling this story one day. He's like, "Yo, I got a little hotel room tonight. I got a little shorty. We got some potato salad. We got air conditioning." I promise you, these are verbatim. He said, "We got some potato salad. We got air conditioning." You know what I mean? But then he said, "We got a lot of nice things. We got a lot of nice things." And he would say it, but he was like damn near singing it. Like, we got a lot of nice things, but like, those are nice things. But like, yeah, like it blossomed from that into, the slogan was first. So we throw things on the end of, every word we were saying, beer things, interview things, whatever. That was like the slang. It was like our done language on the Dome. But Nice Things became, an ethos or a mantra of, appreciating whatever you have in your life as nice things. So whether it's, a Benz, a Bentley, a bus pass, or some potato salad and the shorty and air conditioning, is nice things. So appreciate that. So when fast forward, we always was saying it. I get to college, I'm saying nice things. I'm putting things at the end of everything, and people don't even know what I'm talking about, but that's just how we talk. When the music popped off, it was like, I need a brand because I want to do more than just make music. I want to do everything. Develop this brand, and I'm like, I needed something that's gonna be separate from the music. So you might hate this song, but you're gonna love this beer, or you might, So I'm like, how can I stretch it out or whatever. And a lot of it was based on like Ralph Lauren, like Polo got shirts and they got fucking bowls, and kitchenware, and Nautica makes bed sheets and hoodies. Like, these brands expanded, and they became lifestyle brands. And I'm like, that's what I want to create, but I can't have Chill Moody everything. I didn't even want all that attention at the time, and I had like other rap names at the time. I never used my real name as my rap name. I used to have like rap names.
Just give us one example, because I didn't
That's
know.
what the crowd wants.
All right, I give you the worst one.
That's what I was looking for.
I
was
used
hoping for
to
that.
I used to go by. It's not. It's really
might
not.
not
Her
be.
phone is up and she's ready.
Look in the
She
back.
is ready. Chico Frico is fucking ready. I used to go by Young Chill the Block Captain. Now, Young was YU. Hold on.
He sounds productive.
Young
He's a
was
block captain.
YUNG. Chill. The was THA. Block was BLOKK. And Captain was CAPT''N. You wasn't gonna find me on no, but we were selling CDs then. It wasn't even no streaming back then. So I mean, I ain't had to worry about you searching for my name or none of that shit. It was Young Chill the Block Captain.
He said, everybody's so creative.
Yeah. Shit's bad. Even before that, it was Tag, TAG, because when I was in middle school, my
Niggas
young
was
boy
nice as Tag.
taught me how to graffiti, and he was like, "You don't have a tag?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a tag," and I didn't know what the fuck it meant. So my tag was Tag, and I used to write Tag, and I thought so, but then it became it's fucked up.
Anybody signed it. They didn't know who the artist
It was
was.
anybody.
It's a tag. And then it became an acronym for shit. Tags. So I used to lie a lot in my raps. I shot it up.
Clearly.
I sold this. I was take your girl, give it back before you mean Meek did it 50 times. Like I was like that's what I was rapping about some bullshit. So tag stood for the A Block Gangster. I grew up on Allison Street, affectionately known as A Block. And I was the A Block Gangster for a minute. Yeah, A Block Gangster, yeah. So with all of that, it's a lot. It's
Bro,
a
I
lot.
don't know. I'm still digesting.
It's a lot.
Uh,
But I needed a brand to separate everything from that because I knew I wanted to do more. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to have my own. Never wanted to work for nobody, nothing like that. So I knew I had to have something else, and Nice Things kind of became that.
okay, and my intro was robust to say the least. But a couple of things we did not talk about. We did talk about the Nice Things Pilsner. We talked about, and please be careful with that Nice Things IPA. It comes with
That's
no
the orange,
precautions.
Sean.
Very dangerous beverage. But you also have the Nice Things kombucha. You also have the Chateau Nice Things, the footwear.
Shout out to Deej. Deej is in here. She designed those
Yeah,
sneakers.
shout out to her. Yeah,
Well,
hell
Deej
yeah.
was in here,
I don't know where
but
at.
yeah,
Where's
she designed
at?
those sneakers. Chateau Nice Things.
So let me rewind back to what you said about nice things being when you brought up the potato salad and you said we gotta appreciate the things we have is an angle I didn't think about because I'm listening to it's 13 tracks of just straight decadent luxury rap. Like Rick Ross level rap.
He said he has 12 courses and let him sing.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Right. So I'm listening to it and I've never felt more broke. You know what I'm saying? So to hear you say another layer to nice things is to just appreciate the little fineries that you do have is a boon to me, so I can go home and sleep comfortably tonight. Thank you. I needed that. But Keith, we was talking about this because we had like a little impromptu meeting yesterday afternoon, and he brought up the kind of like Rihanna model, where she's dropping music, and she's like, she's on the biggest stage in the world, marketing wise, merchandise wise. So how big do you want to grow this brand?
Yeah, it's got to be a global brand. Chill Moody as a brand, I don't want you to be able to say Philadelphia without saying Chill Moody. It should be water ice, cheesesteaks, Chill Moody, tasty cakes, Wreck Philly. Like it's a couple things that should be synonymous with Philadelphia, and I should be one of them things. As far as nice things, it should be a worldwide global brand. It's a lifestyle brand. Every part of your day should have nice things in it. And I'm not saying that like as the pun with it. I'm saying like my actual brand should be included in everything that you do. My socks are nice things right now. The beer in my hand is nice things right now. This shirt is a nice thing shirt. Like that can happen for all of you if you would like. But no, that's kind of how I always saw it. I wanted that global brand, and I always wanted it separate from me. So I don't necessarily like attention, and I know that's odd because I rap and I'm on the stage. I'm not a people person like that. I don't like crowds. I don't like being around motherfuckers. I like being on the stage because I'm distant from everybody. Like it's one of them type Jones. So having a brand, I can kind of like dodge out the light when I need to and jump in when I need to promote it or whatever. You bring up Rihanna, which is just a good, just thought of how she, I think, understood, even with the millions that she was making in music, how monetarily music is kind of like a dying breed. You're dying art. You can't really make a lot of the money from music. And I learned that early on when we were still selling CDs. Some of you, we used to have these things called CDs. You can, no, I'll fuck with you. No, but no. So we selling mixtapes at the shows or whatever. You come to the show, you like this, you like what you saw. You buy an album, you buy a CD. You're gonna come back to the next show. You're not gonna buy that CD twice. Like nobody's ever bought the CD twice. So there's like I need to find more ways for people to support me. So we start, of course, artist merch and shit like that. But it got way bigger to that than to where I'm on stage and everybody in the crowd is drinking Jameson because I'm drinking Jameson. And I noticed the influence. So I'm like, all right, we partnered with Jameson a couple times and they, did what we did with the brand partnerships, but it's like that only can get us but so far. And that's how things like Nice Things Beer, the kombucha and shit like that was birthed. because it's like I need more touch points for motherfuckers to support. Yeah, we got kombucha.
And get you some kombucha.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
We got wine too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like the fact of the matter is, even as you want to try and separate these things, for me, when I'm going back to this project too, it all ties in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
'cause-
But the good stuff ties in. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like if you fuck with the brand, everything I do in nice things is just a natural extension of myself. It's nothing
Yeah.
crazy. We golf now is because I golf now.
Yeah.
Like that's what we doing. But it's a natural extension. But I separated it just in case you didn't fuck with what was
Right.
going on over here.
But I
You
think
still
that's
could.
like, to me, I think that's just like a beautiful through line too, because it makes your artistry so much more expansive. Because
Thank you.
even as we're listening to We Still Got Time, I'm looking at it and I'm like, one, you understood how to appreciate and smell the roses while you had them, while still looking ahead and know you had somewhere to go.
The
right?
guide, one of my best friends, I call him the guide. The guide told me, smell each rose on the way up.
Yes.
That was on my first album on RFM. The guy told me smell each rose on the way up. So it's crazy that you said that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what's happening in this
Yeah,
project
yeah, it's
because I'm
important.
looking through it, and specifically the one that's like really hitting me has been like Let 'Em Sing, but I kind of divided this album down into like 4 different parts, right? Like, okay, cool. Because I was like, all right, so Let 'Em Sing feels like one spot, and then to me, Burn It All Down is like the next spot. And
Shout
then
out Brianna Castro.
okay, because it was good. And then right after it's I Still Got Time and on with the rest of the project. And those are 3 Johns? Come on now, stop playing with me. Okay, we hear this mind works. Okay, I'm an English teacher, I know. But I'm looking and I'm just like, I feel like even as you are going through each of these spaces, the first part is just like, yo, I'm gonna let them sing, let the people talk. And that's not just the people who support you, but those who doubt you as well.
That's who's saying.
And that's and so I was like, oh, you're gonna keep letting them sing, and that's where you get to allow yourself to be braggadocious. But then when you get to Burn It All Down, to me, that's the space where you're like, oh, yeah, you talked throughout this entire thing. I'm gonna be braggadocious, but now let me tell you why we're setting up a new standard. So to me, Burn It All Down and set the new standard, yeah, to me go together because you're like, all right, great, you're not putting the fire out in me. How do I also ignite the fire in everybody else? And so as you light that with everybody,
You do that through reminders.
yeah, every single time. Yeah, I feel like they're mantras as you go through it. And then when you say I still got time, then there's like a shift sonically for me in the album where it becomes a little bit more chill.
Introspective.
Exactly. You go into inwards.
Mhm.
And so it's like super interesting on how you see where you were at and who was like kind of talking about you. You then go into a space where you're like, yeah, I got to burn this all down in a way that's super positive. Like I like how you flipped it.
Mhm.
And you're bringing people in. So like, what is it like to introduce you into this new world of like what this means to keep going on? And then by the end of it, you're like, yeah, but there's still more to do, right? And I love that you were able to like bring these all together. So to me, I personally, I've been selfishly like, Burn It All Down. Can you tell me like what it was like putting that song together? Because I think that into Set the Standard are like
Burn It
genius.
All Down. It's the last song I did for the album. The hook, Brianna Castro. We were in LA, it still might have been 2016, 2017, something like that. We in LA working on her project, and she invited me out just to come vibe, write a little bit. But Cash's pen is heavy, so it ain't no need to like write with her. But we was writing some shit, and I was like honored to even be there. I'm a huge fan of hers. So we out there writing, and we taking a break, and the studio they had the best chocolate chip cookies I ever had in my fucking life. Paramount
I love that
Studio
food is important to you.
they
I love
get-
it.
yeah, you got Paramount Studio. They give you like every session you get some like warm chocolate chip cookies. Like they bake them while you start it, and then you come in and just slide them in it. I mean, so we eating cookies and cotton candy grapes. First time I ever had a cotton candy grape. Blew my
Where's
fucking mind.
Sterling? Sterling, is he here? Darn it, Sterling. He
I-
introduced me to cotton candy
It
grape.
changed you, right?
It's crazy.
What the
It's
fuck?
different.
How they do that?
I don't know. It's
Don't
some
make no
genetic
sense.
modeling.
Don't
I
make
don't
no
like
sense.
it.
So we eating them, and anyway, she jumps on the on the motherfucking piano, and she just plays, the hook that you hear. What you hear at the end of the song was actually me recording her playing it that day. That's her
That's fire.
on the keyboard playing it. I mean on the piano, and I just knew it was special then. And she was just riffing, and I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing with that? Like, what is that? And she was like, I don't know. I ain't never do nothing with it. I'm like, I want that. We got back to Philly. Ben made the beat. Ben Thomas made the beat.
Shout out to him.
We had the hook. I laid the couple verses. It used to be 2 verses long, and we had the hook. We had a whole separate breakdown at the end of the song and all kind of shit. And it just wasn't it. Like, it never clicked, so we never put it out. So that song lived from 2017 until 2023, when I was like, nah, I'm just gonna take these verses off and put a new verse on there, because this album needs that turning point that you're talking about. It needed that we burn it all down so we can build it up again.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the whole destroy and rebuild concept in that part of the album. So I'm like, this needs that moment. And I had the verse. I was writing the verse, and I'm like, I don't have a beat for this song. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot about burning it all down. Went back to it, bang, 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 hit cash. She was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. And that's how that happened.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
That was my
it's
personal
word.
fave.
And, you know, I wrote something down in my notes similar. I want y'all to know that. All right. I too did research. Quick, you know, and we taking up a lot of time. We want to get you to perform your next couple joints.
Okay.
But you brought up beats. And you brought up sweets. So shout out to Hank McCoy, who is a phenomenal beat maker, and he also runs a bakery. Is that what's going on?
I call it a trap house.
Oh wow.
That nigga selling crack. He's
What?
selling crack in cinnamon bun form.
Y'all-
Them shit's
nah,
crazy.
Let's be clear. You heard what he said earlier. He wasn't in no trap house earlier.
Not
He's
at
a
all.
charlatan.
Not at
Worry
all.
about this
Not
one.
at all. But no. Hank's getting in. You know, that's my cousin, like blood. And our family cooks. Like, that's what we do. So it's like in his blood. He had no choice to be able to bake the way he do. And our aunts used to, like, you know, fight over his devil's food cakes and, you know, his angel foods cakes. Like, nah, he's making me a cake, because he won't do it if you ask him to do it. He just do it when he feel like doing it. So they be like, Hank made me a cake today or whatever. Like, it was one of them type joints. And
Like he
he'll
bakes
tell
on
you
Lauryn Hill's time.
Exactly,
Wow,
exactly.
never mind.
so he'll tell you the story. You know, his fiance, his now wife, was like, yo, you should make me some cinnamon buns. And he made them, and she loved them, and she was like, you should sell these. And now he's everywhere. Like, it's a Hank cinnamon buns, crazy.
Yeah. So shout out to Hank
Crack
McCoy.
cocaine.
But he's also a very, very good producer.
Yeah.
So
He's my first producer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So we got Hank McCoy on production. We have Dana Starr
Dana Starr's on there.
on production, and then we got Mike Zombie on production.
Mike Zombie's on three tracks on the album.
Crazy, and y'all know Mike Zombie. So like in my mind,
Y'all know Mike Zombie? That started from the bottom for Drake. They Don't Love You No More for Khaled and Jay-Z. Meek Mill's on that John. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess my question is, when you and I did my research,
Mhm.
and when I say I've been a fan for the better part of a decade, I mean that. I'm talking about TV Made Me Do It. I'm talking about West Chili 2. I'm talking about Ethel Bobcat. I'm talking about the NPR performance, which I'm categorizing a whole different thing, because y'all really really snapped.
That was a John.
We was just watching that probably last week.
That's
I'm
what's
talking about so West Chili 3. This album's different though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're constructing this thing out and you mobilize this type of fleet for the album, like, what are you expecting when you drop that thing?
People to say things about the production. I want you to say, because it was a concerned effort. You know what I mean? I made sure that the production from this was separate than anything else I did. West Chili 3, TV Made Me Do It, the things you talk about, these are me and another producer just going in. That's me and Wes Manchild every time on that. The Who Do You Love series and, you know, all of that. That's just me and Hank McCoy doing our thing. But I hadn't dropped the album with mad different producers in a long time. So this was that. Like, I wanted, you know, people to see that. And it was important for people to hear me with producers that they hadn't heard me with before. So like Trackneek, Dana Starr jumping in her producer bag was important. But then, like, shit, Jersey produced most of this fucking album. Mike Zombie got 3 Jones. Critical was on the intro. Critical did Let Him Sing. He did like J. Cole, Love Yours. He did Rick Ross, Silk Road. He did a bunch of shit. Critical's a beast. They from Jersey. They both from Willingboro, actually. And then Lester London, who did Horns at the Funeral. He did Black
Shout
and
out
Salmon.
Lester London.
He did what else did he do on there? Horns at the Funeral, Black and Salmon, and Backseat. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
We'll get the backseat soon.
But yeah, it was important for people to understand that, yo, we stepped out on a producer shit. This ain't just me locking in with a producer. This is a bunch of producers locking in with me, and we creating something. I just wanted it to feel bigger, and I think mission accomplished type shit.
All right, last thing, and I'm taking up a lot of space. We're gonna get Chill Moody
That's me
to
too. I'm
perform.
long-winded. I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
you got
you
3
know.
long-winded niggas up here. That's a problem.
We-
Okay, I'm
we are
sorry
gonna talk.
already.
And I've had a beer or 3.
It happens.
Last question for production. These beats not easy, cuz. When you think about Black and Salmon, Horns at the Funeral, 80, regular, these not regular beats. Like they got they almost classic hip hop beats. Heavy on the 808s though. Not something that you can't put R&B on that. They don't need that kind of hook. They're challenging. And in the face of those kind of beats, a lot of people are kind of turned off. They can't perform. Did you face any kind of obstacles when they sent these beats to you, or you saw them and locked in immediately?
Yeah, purposely. Zombie sent me Smoke Break and Set the Standard the same day. He was like, "Look, I sent smile for the camera. Which one is that? Smoke Set the Standard." It's like, "Look, I sent this to Royce the 5'9". He fuck with it, but like he can't find the pocket. To hear Royce can't find a pocket on some shit is crazy." And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to fuck with it. And he said that before he sent the beat. So I'm expecting there's no chance I can do that. I respect Royce. He's a friend of mine, too. I fuck with Royce. So he sent it. I'm like, oh, I got it. Boom. And I just start writing. Got that right away. And I'm going to send the verse right back. Like, right back. So
One day turnaround.
not even sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? So I sent this to him. Let's give it like 4 hours of me writing it, recording it, mixing it, sending it to him to get his approval. Maybe like 4 hours. He was like, "Oh, all right, bet. I got another one." He sends me another one. Same thing with Smoke Break. I rolled up, bang, 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 boom. Same shit. But the point in what you're asking, the challenge in it, is that's the game me and him was playing. Zombie didn't send me, other than Made Away, Zombie ain't send me Mike Zombie beats. He sent me beats that I know he make, but people don't know that Zombie can chop soul. People don't know that Zombie can do, just crazy loops and shit like that because, after Drake started from the bottom from him, people want that sound from him. And he's like, nah, I got so much more. He get a chance to exercise that when it come to a nigga like me that can like rap. So it was a challenge for both of us. It was both of us kind of like friendly sparring type shit. So I did that purposely. Now with Black and Salmon, that was originally produced by a producer out of New York called his name's 183rd. I played it for Lester London, and he was like, "This shit hot. I want to make a new beat for it. He said I wanted to remix it. So I give all my producers the acapellas to my album after it's out, because I'm like, let's do some remixes. Let's, keep this project going. When he made the remix in front of me, I'm like, no, that is the original now. I don't want this other beat anymore. So he crafted that beat around what was already there. I didn't even relay the vocals. I didn't have to. He crafted that around that shit. So that's a. But then 80 is another one that Tracknique sent me. He was like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to catch this, John. When a nigga say some shit like that to me, I'm going.
You get a chip on your shoulder.
Accepted.
Challenge. Barney Stinson shit. Challenge accepted. We in here.
You know what? We're gonna stop there real quick. All right, so that's the first part. Now he's gonna be able to perform 2 more songs for us, and then we will get back on the stage. I hope that this is a lot of food for thought for y'all, because remember, by the end of this, John, y'all are also gonna do your due diligence and be able to ask some questions yourself.
Y'all look mad attentive too.
Okay, they are.
The fuck out of that. Yo, that shit crazy.
Like
But when I rap, I need some energy. But I appreciate how fucking attentive y'all are. That shit's crazy.
All right, so we're gonna let you do your thing. We're gonna get off the stage.
Yeah,
All right?
man.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time tonight, Chill Moody.
Word. Just keep it going